Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you some more Warcraft 3 action. Playing today spawning in the south, we have JohnnyCage playing as human. On for the Archmage first. Facing off against him in the north, we have Happy playing as Undead. Going for the Death Knight. Got the Graveyard coming up, so going to be some relatively fast fiends with a 3 ghoul start there. This one from ESL Open Cup Europe. And the map is Tidehunters.
A player's forces are under attack.
Scout Acolyte keeping tabs on JohnnyCage, and we do have a bunch of militia coming across to the expansion position, so it looks like it's going to be a fast expansion. Maybe finishing off this camp, now heading across. Pretty slow start actually to the fiends. Going for the tech, delaying the second ziggurat, so looks like Happy actually not even going to try and harass this at the moment. Just creeping his own expansion position instead. Spends the coil. It's level 2. Now coming on the offensive. Did get hit by a slow from the creeps though, so pretty damn slow coming across here. Fiend waltzing its way across, and we've got the Acolyte coming in for some action too. Few corpses here, still have 2 charges of the rod, now 1. So looking to kill a couple of these peasants. 1 down. Out of mana, no more coils on the Death Knight at the moment, so can't finish off any of these peasants with the coil. Just gonna have to do that through the right click only and quickly forcing away the Fiend. Without a course, keep that safe as well.
Forces are under attack.
It's a bit dangerous. Another set of Skellies coming in from the rod. We've still got that Acolyte out the back, just punching away. Getting quite low on peasants over here, but you have another wave of militia as reinforcements. But overall, I'd say that was a pretty successful assault. He took down 3, maybe 4 peasants. Considering he only had 1 fiend, not even that much mana on his Death Knight. So Happy did a pretty good job there.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, and that's just enough experience to hit the level 3. Very nice for JohnnyCage, and it looks like he is looking to come across and maybe attack the Undead base. Buy a bit of time for his expansion. Do we have the scout tower upgrading at the moment? Now the mining starting. Happy coming across with the Death Knight again. Fiend's getting the run around at the moment.
Are under attack.
Staying at Halls of the Dead for the moment, so we do have double cold towers. Oh boy! And also a spirit tower, so Happy investing, completely locking out JohnnyCage's attempts for the counter harass. And how did he allow that to happen? Mass Skellies and the Death Knight take down the tower.
Under siege.
JohnnyCage slow on the repairs, I guess. That opens up a lot more harassing opportunities for Happy now. Do we have another wave of militia coming in though? Bashing through these skeletons quite effectively. They do manage to take down 1 peasant though. Looks like he's going to be able to knock out a couple of them, get a tiny bit of experience. It's a good number of footies here. Don't think I've seen them use defense so far though. Okay, he's a little bit lacking in lumber at the moment. All these peasant losses starting to stack up. Has started tech and going for the lumber mill at the main base.
A player's forces are under attack.
Happy out of a lot of necromancy charges, so can't really get too aggressive at the moment. Rebuild on the tower, upgrading again. Also got a blacksmith in the way, looking to defend the peasant line somewhat. Skelly stops by the main base. No towers over here. One militia did get called, but not fighting. There they go now.
A player's forces are under attack.
Now we've got the Lich in the mix. Transferring all the items across to the Lich. Double Gloves of Haste, Claws +5, so the Lich going to be spitting out some pretty good damage now. Managed to kill off that Skelly, and now building a tower at the main base also, just in case, which I think is a wise choice. Got the shop coming up at the expansion also. Blacksmith just about to finish now. Also got a second tower upgrading at the moment. Still, I don't think I've seen defend on the footman yet. So it could make this fight quite difficult for JohnnyCage. Big Nova out the back, but using that on the peasants, not on the footies, and now they're in defend mode. They're getting picked off by the coil. Death Knight very close to level up. Not quite there yet, and taking a lot of focus fire now as well from that Archmage. Also has a very good attack rate. The Double Gloves of Haste. But still a bit of experience coming to the Undead heroes. Bit of blocking now from the Fiend. Aim gets quite low. So do these footmen.
A town is
get
under
away.
siege.
Does buy enough time for a second tower to come up. Shop a little bit too far away from the towers though. Unable to fire to defend this. I'm gonna knock out a couple of skellies with them at least. Footman and AM coming back in now. Scroll of Regeneration active. That's doing most of that. Defend keeping that footman alive. Statue starting to run a little bit low on mana. He's been healing up the Death Knight quite nicely after all that focus fire he took earlier. Does have the Ring of Protection on him, so damage onto the Death Knight is not super effective because of that. Tier 3 about to complete, so Happy kind of going for an extended Tier 2 to try and make this push a little bit more impactful. Now we've got the Mountain King out. Let's see if that can amount to a couple kills for JohnnyCage. He is very low on footman now. Doesn't have much damage. He's gone straight for castle though. I was wondering, I was like, where are his tier 2 units? But taking straight up. Interesting. In the meantime though, Happy picking off quite a few units. Now even the Mountain King in some trouble, has to use the heal potion and buys another one. Looks like he might just have to let that shop die. Regen active again. Double workshops coming through.
A player's
also
forces
have double
are under
barracks,
attack.
so I imagine we're going to see some knights once tier 3 hits. Not quite there yet though. Destroyer form act in the works. We do have a ghoul with the backpack. Looks like it's going to ferry across the Orb of Corruption very shortly. Nice to see a bit of backpack action from Happy. Here it comes.
A player's
Here come the
forces
knights,
are under
pumping
attack.
them out. Double barracks knights, got the paladin training at the moment as well. Good number of fiends, 2 damage upgrades on those as well. 3 statues for Happy, got to morph one of those into a destroyer, I'm sure. Back cannon upgrades coming through for the flying machines that probably eventually going to see to counter the destroyers. Women do have 1 damage upgrade as well, so be the same story for the knights.
A player's forces are under attack.
Looks like JohnnyCage though not trying to pump his units completely right now, trying to stay at 50 food for a touch longer. Look a little bit more gold before breaking into low upkeep. We're also staying at 50 food currently. And going for a Temple of the Damned. Double Temple of the Damned. Oh boy, well that's a spicy one. Don't see that too often. The Banshee's a good counter to the Knights. Takes a while though
A player's
before they
forces
can
are under attack.
position on them. Takes a while to get to master training. But even before then, you know, they're pretty effective with the curse. And at the moment, no priests for the dispel, so Banshees could be quite effective. Players getting a bit of creeping done. Flying Machines staying with the main human army for the moment. Can be kind of useful if you're worried about shades. No shades at the moment though.
A player's forces are under attack.
Fiend gonna do some backpack action now. Interesting, not sure what that Fiend's up to over there. Armies right next to each other. That Lich is mega stacked. Plus 21 damage. Bit of a choke point here. Knights getting frozen by the cold armor, by the Nova. Do have some militia running around, but they're pulling back now. Taking a good amount of focus fire. Do have an orb of fire on the Archmage. Does shut down some of that healing value from the Death Knight's coil.
A player's forces are under attack.
Sure what that those units are doing. Turn around, looking for the Knight kill. Staff out. And there goes the Fiends. Value from the staff, but doesn't have one for the second Knight. That goes down. Stormbolt. Ooh, Dark Ritual to deny the experience there. Frost Armor, limiting the DPS from the Knights quite nicely. That means only level 1 Nova from the Lich. That's interesting. You don't see that too often. 1-1-1. Looking for some surrounds with the Knights. Unsuccessful, but nice attempts. Scout farm in the center there. And Happy now. Pumping out a few units. He's got a big queue of Banshees lined up.
Players' forces are under attack.
We'll pump into low queue very shortly now. Players getting a bit more experience, but JohnnyCage taking the rear camp. This footman ended up going down there, but probably at that time where he wants to free up the food for some different units. It's Granite Golem though, doing a lot of damage with the Thunderclap. Yeah, there we go. Even kills off his own footman.
A player's forces are under
Arcane
attack.
Sanctum back here, so is quite vulnerable to the priests. And has invested a lot into the flying machines, which aren't going to be much use if Happy never makes the destroyer. Doesn't have flying machine bombs yet. We've got some mortar teams coming in. That'll be nice against the Banshees. Pretty big item there, Ancient Django. Gotta keep those Knights nice and fast so they can chase down the Fiends.
A player's forces are under
Level
attack.
up on the Death Knight now. Ghoul staying on patrol, looking to shut down any further expansions. Ooh, very close to level up on the Pally 1 XP off. Okay, did hit the level up. JohnnyCage about 15 food ahead right now. Maybe even slightly more in terms of units that are actually on the front line. Happy still with a few units producing.
A player's forces are under attack.
The armor upgrade for the Fiends now as well. Second armor upgrade, in fact. A lot of Banshees. Master training. Got to be on your toes. Position. Here we go. Oh, staff out. Oh, and they all go down. Doesn't quite manage the position. Maybe this one can go. Oh boy, JohnnyCage, the second wave. Does end up losing one knight to the position, but did a pretty good job of keeping those alive. But in the meantime, his mortars just getting slaughtered by Happy's backline. Well, in the militia, but they've timed out now.
Players'
Just
forces
peasants
are under attack.
in the mix. JohnnyCage still 10 food ahead, but now town portaling out. So only lost one knight for, I think that was about 5 banshees. So overall, a pretty good trade for JohnnyCage. But it did cost him a lot, you know, in trying to fend off that mass possession. End up using his staff, using his stormbolt, leaving his mortars exposed. Does have triple staves on his heroes though, they can provide a lot of value. And pumping the mortar team still. So JohnnyCage still does have that food count lead, but a lot of that food is tied up in these flying machines, which so far have been useless. Happy not making any destroyers, and why does he need to? You know, there's no sorceresses for the slow. There's no inner fire for the knights from the priests, so yeah. Destroyer would only be useful at soaking up the water elementals, but they're not such a big deal really, so flying machines are somewhat useless. JohnnyCage now looking for the expansion. Happy though, wise to this. Coming across with the Death Knight illusion. Gonna scout this out.
A player's forces are under attack.
0.5k left in the main mines. Tiny bit more experience there. Happy camped out at the shop. Purchases the heal scroll. Okay. Anti-magic shell on all of his army, except for the banshees. He's still got a lot of banshees. Not many of them have mana though after casting all that anti-magic shell. Or not enough mana for possession. But maybe if he stands around, uses the statues a little bit longer, he'll be able to regen enough. And Happy coming in, he's bringing in the ghouls too, really wants to make this push count. And shut down JohnnyCage's next expansion attempt. 4 illusion knights in the mix now. Oh, those water teams getting on the banshees, they die really, really fast. But the water teams also dying fast, getting focused down quickly by Happy. We have the flying machine bombs now, helping out somewhat. Oh, I don't think he managed any possessions, but the AM does go down. Hectic fighting here. Oh, now the MK getting blocked by the knight. Getting focused down quickly as well. Just got the paladin left now. He's next on the focus fire. Attempts. Oh, he's a little bit late activating the divine shield. Didn't dodge the coil with it. Now very low. But Happy completely out of mana on his heroes. So he doesn't have any more nuke available. My machine's looking for the statue kill. Looks like Happy did manage to steal one of the knights with possession.
A player's forces are under attack. Is under siege.
Does actually end up getting away there. Knights coming in looking for the fiend kills. We got the MK with the buyback. Taking nukes straight away. Still not very much mana on these undead heroes, and the knights are chasing down the fiends. Level up on the MK. Got the shop right here as well. JohnnyCage with so much gold coming in, he can rebuild from this quite nicely. Undead heroes not particularly close to level 6, and even if they get there, it's not a big power spike. They don't have a game-winning ultimate really. We see from some other heroes. Like level 6 Demon Hunter or something like that. Okay. AM just about back. JohnnyCage with a respawn army. He's just pumping out the knights at the moment. Happy has managed to regen quite a lot of mana. He's got the Sobi mask on the Death Knight, so Mana regen quite high, and the Lich also probably will have enough for 2 Novas. So we have to watch out for that Nova coil. These human heroes don't have many consumables, in fact, basically 0 survivability items on them, so they're going to be very vulnerable to the nuke again. Once again, the AM taking the focus fire immediately. Doing a pretty good job. Oh, but there we go. Next Nova. Down he goes. Did manage to take down a few units with the Knights, though, during that focus fire. And that is so many Knights. 1, 2 upgraded. Quite tanky. And disengaging now. That army is still quite fast, but
A player's forces are under attack.
your item helping the human army stay out of range. But that's the last of the gold for Happy now, so he's got to make this next push count. He's bringing the Acolytes along. They're good Dark Ritual fodder for the Lich, of course. Picks up a mana potion as well. 600 gold left from this expansion for JohnnyCage, so he's going to be on the 1 mine very shortly. So if Happy can break this expansion, he can still win the game. That being said, JohnnyCage with a huge army, almost entirely of Knights. Do have quite a lot of Banshees, and a few of them have mana for possession. Don't have that many mortar teams. Wow, that was a really well-timed staff out. Avoids the coil. Mortar team survives for the moment.
A player's forces are under attack.
Another mortar team in the mix. So that's a big Nova.
A town is under siege.
Oh, dodges the coil again. Get the staff out. Oh, and the Knights into the peasant line out the back. Pressure's on JohnnyCage now. He's got such a big army, but he still doesn't want to take this fight. Without the mortar teams, it looks like. But in the meantime, his expansion is essentially dead now. Bringing the peasants back. Can bring them back here and call them in as militia. Here we go. Militia from the main base first, and here come the Knights now as well. No position yet. Here we go, position activated. Oh, good staff outs. 1 Knight though. 2 Knights in fact. Happy able to steal. JohnnyCage still well ahead in terms of food count though. There's 1 statue. There's 1 pretty much out of mana though, so not a huge deal. Maybe JohnnyCage going to send his militia back across, try restart the mining. Good number of Knights for Happy. Still plenty of Banshees for another wave of possession, but do have a larger army of mortars now, so they will focus down those possessing Banshees very, very quickly. Position, here we go. There's 1 Banshee. Position again. The focus fire from the mortars very effective so far. No Knights stolen. Position from this one. I think he did manage to steal 1 Knight there. But only has 2 Banshees left now. JohnnyCage overwhelming. Just got the militia in here, or now peasants swinging away, soaking up some of those curses. Oh, the Pally in some trouble. Nova coil. Staff out. Safety. There's another Knight. JohnnyCage looking to be in a very strong position here. No mining still from JohnnyCage though.
A player's forces are under
Snipes
attack.
off one of those mortars. Stormbolt surround on the Death Knight. Him Okay, also takes some nuke, transfers over. Oh, the Lich. Lich goes down just before the town portal completes, and Happy has to throw in the towel. Well, that was some. That's an interesting one. Mass possession Banshees against the Mass Knights almost worked out, but JohnnyCage just good micro in those fights. You know, it's stressful when possessions are going left, right, and center. But he did a good job with the staffs, with the mortar focus fire, with the storm bolts, able to shut that down. GG. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. Thanks for tuning into some more Warcraft 3 action. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.